the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, because tonight we are here at Daytona, the World Center of Racing, as we bring you the NSRA Sunday Select Series presented by pad.org. I am your host for tonight. My name is K.R. Stolvis. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. And of course, I have none other than the illustrious Travis Elliott here as well. Travis, how you doing out there tonight?
KR, I am doing fantastic. I'm fully recovered pretty much, and I'm ready for some exciting racing tonight around Daytona.
Well, we're glad to hear that you are fully recovered from whatever sinus issue you had last week. Always tough working through something like that, but man, glad to have you at full strength here tonight.
Oh, I don't even know if my full strength self can handle this race coming up here. We're two races away from the beginning of the playoffs, and it's gonna be some hard racing all night tonight.
Well, as the qualifying session opens up, and we can see right here, drivers are starting to take to the track for that one, but a little bit of confusion here.
It's open qualifying.
It is open qualifying. No one quite yet starting to roll out, so we're going to see how this works. A couple drivers now are pulling out, so open qualifying here. 5-minute session to get 2 laps in. And the 82 of Dan Harrington, the first one out on the speedway. Jason Graham's right behind him in the 65 machine. So, here we go. Little toss up, little change up.
Yeah, this I think this threw a wrench in a lot of people. A lot of people kind of don't know what to do with it. Is it still only 2 laps, or is it just 5 minutes though? That's what I want to know, because you're obviously gonna have people, if they can get behind a couple cars, they could really make up a lot of time, and we might have an unexpected person hop on pole tonight, KR.
All right, so here we go. 5 minutes in this qualifying session. Several drivers now making their way out onto the speedway. They are all in a pack already. One of those being the 04 Mark Mann, right behind Les Levy in the 62.
Yeah, and the tricky thing about like group qualifying like this is, you can get fast speeds because you're in a pack, and obviously if you're in a pack you're gonna go faster, but you still can't make contact. So even if you bump draft somebody, that invalidates your lap time. So it's a real tricky thing about how close you can get without touching anybody, and you could have a wicked fast time like the 65 of Jason Graham's with the 46.3, and somebody touches you coming through the tri-oval and you just lost your time. So
all right, so far 2 drivers have posted a time, the 65 and the 82. At 65, we saw him getting a draft behind the 82. Everything really up in the air here for this qualifying session. Sean Stevens in the 27 machine all by himself, so he's going to have a hard time laying down a 46-second lap time.
Paul Servant just ran a 45.7. They're race speeds right now. That's what I love about group qualifying like this. It's so unpredictable, and I think that they don't have a limit on how many laps they can run, KR.
Oh, and Graham's does go back to the top at a 45.761. So this open qualifying session is really seeing these drivers lay it all out there.
Yeah, and if I was in this qualifying group, I'd try to find myself the last car of a decent sized pack, because you're gonna get the most tow out of anybody. And you can see Dana Osborne pushing the 3 of Paul Servant. Dana Osborne's the trailing car, and he ran a faster lap time, and they're running 44.5s now.
All right, guys. So with that being said, we are going to step away for the national anthem. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to take to the grid, and that means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup. So let's get right into this one. On the inside of row number 1, going to be the 3 of Paul Servant. On the outside will be the 88 of Dana Osborne. Row number 2, going to be the 21 of Daniel Holloway. And on his outside will be the 4 of Chris Akers. Row number 3 will be the 04 of Mark Mann. And on his outside, well, that's none other than Stephen Herman in the 711 machine. Row number 4 going to be the 62 of Les Levy. On his outside, the 25 of Jimmy Reynolds. Row 5 will be the 65 of Jason Grames and the 82 of Dan Harrington.
Row number 6 will be the 17 of JD Crow, and on his outside will be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row number 7 will be the 30 of Donald Bennett, and on his outside the 343 of Russell Hancock. Row number 8 will be the 27 of Sean Stevens and the 19 of Donald Sadusky. Row number 9 will be the 61 of DJ Mitzel, with the 18 of Ben Pedersen on his outside, and bringing up the rear of the field, last but not least, the 31 of Todd Poston.
All right, as our starting lineup ticker is deciding to freak out, it's all right, it's whatever. We do the best we can with what we don't have, and that's not a lot.
All that matters is we got through it.
We did. As everything is just a little bit off pace here. Drivers are starting to roll out. Oh, good grief. Gonna be one of those days. Gonna be a good day. Good day.
I mean, it's a good day for me. You know, we're watching, 20 guys duke it out around Daytona at 200 miles an hour, so it can't be too bad.
Right. All right.
Something that I'm gonna be looking at through the entire race, KR, and it's something that I've seen happen week in and week out, kinda, and that's getting on and off pit road efficiently. So that's my what is it called? Things to look out for during the race.
Absolutely, that is a very important factor in the race. Being able to get on and off pit road and making it, not only that, but a very smooth pit stop as well. Don't miss your pit box. Don't do anything like that. Don't do anything crazy.
On speed.
Yeah.
On speed. That's a big one. Now the pace car's coming out of turn 4 as these gentlemen are just wanting to go racing. 80 laps around the Temple of Speed Daytona International Speedway. The Ford Mustang pace car pulls off. Paul Servant leads the pack to the green flag, and they are away. Green flag, green flag, green flag. You have the first 2 rows of this race locked out by the Candy Shack guys, so it's going to be kind of hard for people to really get around. They're going to have to go around them on the outside, or hope they can break up the draft a little bit. As the 88 Dana Osborne kind of got a bad start, even with his teammate behind him. That allows Steven Herman to hop to the bottom lane behind Mark Mann, and they got about a 2-car lane gap on the cars behind them. But that won't take too long for them to get that momentum right back, KR.
So Osborne leading the charge in that second lane, falling back just a hair. But as you mentioned, they're going to start making that back here as they make their way onto the front stretch. That 88 machine now starting to catch up to the door of the 21 of Holloway. Only a moment away before he's even with the 3 of Paul Servant.
And they don't have any help on that outside line. Les Levy's about 2 cars off of the 4, Chris Akers. And it's really kind of making it difficult for the 88 and the 4 to really get any momentum started. But it looks like they're getting more people lining up on that top side. The 62 is starting to get to the Ford's bumper, followed by the 26 and the 25 of Hunter and Jimmy Reynolds, respectively. With the 17 of JD Crow, and I believe that is Donald Sadusky, the 2 teammates out of the MAGA crew. So that outside line's starting to form a little bit more, but it's going to be hard to touch that 3 of Paul Servant up front being pushed by his teammate of the 21.
Another lap in the books. The drivers try and lay this one down. 2 races remain in the regular season. Keep in mind, 2 wins and you are locked into the championship, but only 1 driver so far has those 2 wins. That's the 3 of Paul Servant, and he's out front right now.
Yeah, talking to Paul in the past, it seems that they really want to get all of their teammates a win. Last week we saw the 4 Chris Akers get pushed by the 21 of Dan Holloway to a win. So I believe that leads everybody except the 21 to get a win, as that top lane starting to get more momentum. We're 2 by 2 all the way back through this field, KR, and it looks like the 88's going to get pretty decent run. A little bit of a shuffle through the back of the field, though, but nothing too bad. Now, I was going to look at something, KR. I think the track temp is only like 71 degrees. So theoretically, these guys should be able to push, and not really have to worry about their engines too much. Obviously, it's still going to be something to be aware of, and it looks like the 4 might already be getting hot as I say that, so I might just ape my words just then, KR.
We have seen the 4 hop an engine throughout this season a time or two. Not only just the 4, but Dana Osborne in the 88. Those guys work very hard at pushing their teammates sometimes they forget to keep an eye on their temperature gauges.
Yeah, it's very easy to get tunnel vision, especially when you got your teammate in front of you. You just want to push them and try to get them clear. You don't even look at your gauge. As the 88 gets a massive shot from the 4, they're gonna get side by side with the 3 of Paul Servant. I think tonight, KR, I think that inside lane is gonna be where it's at, unless somebody can go outside and make that wall, make the wall work. Which is very likely. Usually, what happens if the middle lane's really having trouble going forward, usually the wall, like running the third line on the wall, will be the lane to be in. So we'll see if some of the veteran guys out here go up to there and test it out early on, see what they can do before it's too late to try it.
Well, 19 cars taking the green flag here tonight. All 19 drivers out on the speedway, and right now, oh, we got a little bit of contact, big time trouble down the backstretch.
Big wreck on the back straight. Looks like a bad bump.
Several cars getting involved in this one, and it starts with the 88 and the 21, and then no one with anywhere to go, just piling in.
Yeah, but just the bad bump by the 88 on the 21. Didn't even give him a bad bump, really. It was just a kind of an off-center bump, to where it just upsets the car slightly and just sends the car around.
So
Yeah,
big stack up down the backstretch. Sees several cars getting involved in this one. But a driver who was able to get through it, that's a 04 Mark Mann. Mara Clark, favorite driver, surviving that one. As Mara checking in on YouTube. How you doing out there tonight, Mara? Your driver got through.
Looks like Hunter Reynolds got from what I can see, might have gotten a nice little path through. I don't know if he got too much damage off of that. Oh, he actually snuck through that without getting... He got hit, but not as bad as you would think for how many cars he just hit just then.
Yeah, you can see some damage on the 26 of Hunter Reynolds on the left-hand side there. A lot of crinkling going on for the 26, but able to keep rolling. Several cars looking like they're going to hit pit road this time. A lot of them going to be burning a fast repair here before we even get to 10 laps in.
Looks like, I think pretty much everybody got in that, besides the 4 who was in front of it. But it looks like trying to do some research here. Looks like DJ Mitzel got through it. That'd be a fun cam to watch DJ Mitzel drive through all that carnage. Looks like the 30 got through pretty good, and it looks like I believe that's the 343 of Russell Hancock got through that also. So good aware driving on their part, and they got one more car than everybody else, KR.
All right, guys, well, we're going to take a quick little break. No one go anywhere. We'll be back for the restart here at Daytona. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are going to start stacking up 2 by 2. The lights have gone out on the pace car. A couple of drivers staying on pit lane, trying to hammer out some damage, not wanting to give up their fast repair just yet. But Mark Mann, Hunter Reynolds, those 2 drivers on the front row for this restart, Travis.
Yeah, we saw Mark Mann got a lucky break, and the carnage kind of just happened right in front of him and went out of his way. And we saw Hunter Reynolds get a little bit of damage, but it doesn't look like it's too bad. We'll see how that affects him. And I believe the 61 got through clean, and a lot of good cars were taken out there. But luckily, they have a couple fast repairs to get some new cars, for some more mayhem around Daytona. With that being said, I'm wondering, since we had a caution in the first 10 laps, if everybody's going to kind of chill out, or hope not. Hope it's a hammered foot to the floor, just full throttle racing the entire time. But we have Mark Mann leading the field to the green flag, with Hunter Reynolds on his outside, the 61 of DJ Mitzel, and the 17 of JD Crow, and then the 19 of Donald Sadusky and the 65 of Jason Grames, rounding out your first 3 rows for this restart.
All right, so here we go. Pace car gets down and out of the way. Mark Mann, Hunter Reynolds, gonna get to the green flag, and away we go once again as the 04 out in front of the 61 of DJ Mitzel.
Yeah, Hunter didn't get too good of a restart. It looks like he kind of got caught sleeping a little bit. But I can guarantee that the 17 is going to do everything he can to try to get Hunter up to the front, or the 17 is just going to hop in line. 61 DJ Mitzel is going to hop in front of Hunter right there. That was a well-timed move, right? As you can see, he's getting a massive push. He didn't kill any of that momentum. And he's going to clear the 04, Mark Mann. And you can see that Hunter still keeps his run. That was just a great move by the 61 there. He did that about as textbook as you can when you're making a pass, and I believe he's going to get this lap lead right here, KR.
The Mitzel on the inside, but Hunter Reynolds just ahead of him a little bit at the line. The 61, the 26 side by side into turn number 1. JD Crow in the 17 right there as well. But man, DJ Mitzel having a struggle of a season. Wouldn't he love to walk away with a race win here tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure it will help, but the 4 and the 3 kind of have a different idea. As you can see that how well that outside's working. They came from about 3 or 4 car lengths behind this little lead pack right here. And they might need one more car. Looks like the 18 of Ben Pedersen's maybe thinking about it. But it looks like he might be undecided right now, but we'll see if the 4 and the 3 can make any headway. Looks like they're doing they're not falling back, and that's the important thing. And the 3 is gonna push the 4, probably clear Hunter coming at a 2, if not going into turn 3. We'll see. That was almost a questionable push there. He almost got him on the quarter panel, but it looks like Hunter is just not getting any help behind him, and that's going to allow Chris Akers to hop down in front of him, but that's going to leave the 3 of Paul Servant kind of out to dry. But right behind him comes the 21 and the 88. The 3 hops in the line. I'm assuming he didn't want to kill his teammates' run. I thought he would stay in front of them, but KR, he did the thing of not destroying his teammates' run. Maybe he can hop up behind them, KR.
Well, the 4 of Akers trying to show his teammates the way, but right now it is all the 61 of DJ Mitzel, as he is out in front. Mark Mann in the 04 right behind him. And then on the 3rd car inside lane, that is Sadusky, and he finds himself in a good spot. Oh, we got trouble at the front. Big stack up, the 4, the 61, the 18. And the yellow flag going to come out for this one as they continue to crash back behind them. We're going to take another look at this one.
Yeah, it looks like it would start out with contact between the 26 and the 4. Hunter just giving another bad touch going into the turn, and this time he's moving up as as they're going through the turn, and That's what sent the 4 round into the 6 and 1 and got a lot of the field. Fortunately, Mark Mann couldn't avoid that one this time, but I mean, KR, they're going all out. I wouldn't expect anything less with 2 races to go in the season.
Yeah, it is. Well, you got to. You can't just hang back and you know, let the race kind of dictate what you do. Some of these drivers are trying to be out in front, knowing that there's only 2 races left. They're having a heck of a time right now getting in some of these bumps that normally they maybe wouldn't hit somebody so hard, but here they are maybe just crashing into them a little bit harder than normal.
Yeah, it's probably the fact that if you win these 2 races, you're in. So that's probably on everybody's mind is when you get a win and you're in kind of deal. But this is you got to win too to get in. But looks like the 3, if Paul Servant's going to stay out, the interesting move by him. Consider they were just on.
Yeah, just on lap 8, so
yeah,
not
6
too
laps
long
ago.
ago. Just a handful of laps. But
That's
yeah.
interesting. Especially because his teammates didn't stay out. I wonder if he's just trying to get a point maybe for leading the lap right now, or we'll see if he goes back down to fill up this next time by. But right now, the 3, Paul Servant's going to be your leader.
All right, so Servant staying out. Guys, we're going to step away. No one going anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the lights have gone out on the pace car, we're getting ready to send them off one more time. The 3 of Paul Servant back to the front of the field. The 21 of Daniel Holloway right to his outside. Dana Osborne gonna restart inside row number 2, and on the outside for this restart of row number 2, well, that's the 7-Eleven of Stephen Herman.
Yeah, we'll see how this restart shakes out. Oh, they delayed it. Oh, because the field, a lot of cars weren't caught back up to the main field, so looks like we got one more lap before we get the green flag. I got all prepared and excited for that, but Lights are back out in the pace car as we're going green this next time by. We saw a lot of good cars get caught up in that wreck. I've seen a few people, extended pit stop times well over a minute. One of them being 61 of DJ Mitchell, the 343 of Russell Hancock, Mark Mann, and the 4 of Chris Akers all had extended pit stop time. So they must have felt like they could keep on with the little bit of damage on their car and save their fast repair. We'll see how that affects them in the long term, but hopefully it won't, because we got a lot of good cars there. One of them, being DJ Mitchell, who we've seen him time and time again really run up front and then get some bad luck. And last couple weeks, that's how it's been, KR.
Yeah, that's 61. Had a great season last season and looked to have a repeat of it. And so far, DJ Mitchell would be one of the drivers who you could say has had the Tough Luck Award more times than he cares to count.
Yeah, I think another person that would probably rival that is the 7-Eleven of Mr. Scorman Herman. In past couple races, leading the race on the last lap, and gets turned or has a big wreck coming to the line. As the pace car pulls off, Paul Servant once again leading the pack to the green flag. Green flag is out. The war of the engines come alive. We are back racing around Daytona. Looks like the 21 is not going to get a very good start there. 7-Eleven Stephen Herman not really giving him any help at all. We got about a car length between him and the 21. That's going to allow the 3 of Paul Servant and the 88. The little contact between the 18 and the 21, that's going to check up the inside a little bit. But now that's going to allow the 88 to get pushed around the 3 by the 21 of Dan Holloway. And they might actually both get clear. Nope, it looks like the 88 got clear first, and there's not enough room. As we're coming around here to lap 19, KR, still a lot of race going. The 88 of Dana Osborne leads us to the next lap.
So Osborne leading the inside lane. Paul Servant pushing on the back bumper of the 88. 19 cars started this race, and right now we have 18 cars on the lead lap. The first and only car 1 lap down. That is the 82 of Dan Harrington. And right now he is in the mix with our leaders. He is, in a good spot. He's one of the few drivers hoping for another caution to get him back on the lead lap.
Yeah, hopefully you can avoid anything and not get caught up into it. They've been racing very hard at the front of the pack. It's where both cautions have came from. As a big wiggle by the 7-Eleven right there. Might have got a little bit of a little contact with the 31 of, I believe that's Todd Austin. That could have been a massive problem, as they're all weaving and swerving back and forth, snaking down the front straight in the turn 1. 21 gives a bad touch to the 88 in the turns. KR, I think everybody's very on edge with how they're pushing. They're racing like we're in the last 5 laps.
Yeah, it is. They are working hard here, trying to stay out in front of each other. Ben Peterson in the 18 machine going to give a shove to the 3 of Servant, and they are going to get out in front here and clear that 88. But Servant staying glued to that yellow line. Meanwhile, a few cars further in the back, well, they just got some work to keep going. But no one really pulling too far away or falling too far back. Jimmy Reynolds in the 25 and JD Crow in the 17. They're the last 2 cars on the lead lap, and they are still only 1.6 seconds behind our race lead.
And I'm wondering if either of them have a little bit of damage, or if they're just so big shot by the 3 on the 88, almost got the 88 sideways. But yeah, 3 hops up in front of the 21, but KR, they might be thinking, they're not done wrecking. Let's stay safe, stay within draft to where we don't lose the pack. But with how these guys are racing, I don't know if I would want to be up front right now, KR. I'd might be in the position of JD Crow and Jimmy Reynolds. As big checkup on the outside. That's going to leave a big gap between the 21 and the 7-Eleven. It allows the 88 to come up in front of his teammate. And Dan Holloway's going to give Dan Osborne another shot to the bumper that gives him a little bit of a wiggle. And they are just accordioning through this field, KR. They kind of need to. I know I wanted them to race really hard, but they got to make it to the end in order to race really hard.
Right? It doesn't do you any good to finish this race on your pit hauler watching everyone else cross the start-finish line.
It looks like the 21 ran the travel a little bit wide. That allowed the 7-Eleven Stephen Herman to hop right past him. Now the 18's trying to think he's going to have the 19 hop behind him. So the 18 and the 19 making a good move there to the outside line. And that is going to break up the Candy Shack Motorsports team, controlling the 2 lanes. But it looks like the 19 has a little bit of front end damage. I don't know if that's just on my end or if it's kind of pushed on up. Yeah, he's got a little bit of nose damage on that front end. So see if he gets hot quick, maybe we'll see him poke his head out. It looks like the 4 is thinking about. He's been eyeballing that outside line. We've seen them go up there earlier and make it work, but we're actually Paul Servant got 15 laps on his tank. So green flag pit stop for him in what, like 6 laps probably?
Yeah, he was last on pit road on lap 8 if I remember correctly, so very long haul for this 3 here. So he could also be by himself when he comes down pit road. He was the only one that stayed out here under this most recent caution. So man, strategy's already starting to come into play and how different everyone is attacking this race.
Yeah, with his teammate, I mean, he has the 88 Dan Osborne right there with him, but 21 and the 4 are at the end of the pack right here on the top, so they won't even be able to get down unless they make room for them to get down. But that 3 is definitely going to have to pit certainly more soon than his teammates or the rest of the field will have to. It's like the 18 and the 19 can't really get anything going. I wonder if that front end damage in the 19 is kind of hindering them a little bit. As the 4, Chris Akers is going to be side by side with DJ Mitzel going maybe into turn 1. It looks like he got back clear of him, gonna hop back down. But it looks like the 4 is just, I don't know what the 4 is doing. I don't know if he's waiting for all the checkups to happen and see if he can make the run then. I know that's what I would be doing because I've seen this outside line checkup a few times in the past couple laps, KR.
Well, either way, all these drivers out here tonight are all still bunched up very close to each other. And with one driver running his tank pretty close to empty now, we will see maybe a bunch of drivers hit pit lane at one time. So I don't know, man. If
31 just hopped to the bottom, so that's gonna leave a big gap. And the 21 just went to the bottom of the track. I wonder if that was a kind of a misdirect. The 3 stays out, but everybody sees that he stayed out and pits with his team. Maybe, hopefully that'd be good for him. Maybe get everybody thinking differently. But he's gonna have to pit within the next 2 to 3 laps, more than likely. So. Looks like the 21 to the bottom. The 4 hasn't dropped to the bottom. That outside line has been about where it is the past couple laps, not really going forward or backwards.
So Dana Osborne, your race leader, Ben Peterson leading the charge in that second lane as they make their way down the backstretch. Squirmin' Herman in the 7-Eleven machine has the 4. Chris Akers on his back bumper. Herman, well, he's no stranger to getting all sorts out of shape, but man, he'd love to see this one go his way here tonight and pick up that first win.
Yeah, we've seen him in the positional one multiple times this season. And, leading the race on the last lap is not the best place to be, but Maybe his luck will turn around tonight. It looks like Paul Servan's cutting it awfully close. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. He's got me stumped. So if he was going for confusion of everybody, it's definitely working.
Hey, he's got us all guessing at what he is trying to pull off, but the 3 of Servant is still glued to the back bumper of the 88 of Dana Osborne. They make their way off of turn number 4.
Yep.
Here comes Candy Shack Motorsports to hit pit lane. So they are going to pit as a team.
Yep, and that just put them off cycle comparative to everybody. The 88, the 4, and the 21 all only had about 14 to 15 laps on their tanks, so they're going to be able to put less fuel in. They might be out before the 3 is. We'll have to see how that times out, but right now, leading the race is the 04 of Mark Mann. So I'm wondering if you're going to see the next batch of cars hit pit road soon, or if they're going to try to run this tank out and try to put as much time as they can on that 4-car team. And as soon as I say that,
they're on the pit road.
About half the field hits pit road, KR.
Another half of the field hitting pit road. Ben Peterson in the 18 stays out, along with a handful of drivers as they make their way into 1 and 2. You can see on our track map that Dana Osborne, Paul Servant, Daniel Holloway, Chris Akers, all making their way through 3 and 4 now. They are up to full speed and in front of this pack. Now they are closing in on Mark Mann. So we got a couple races going on right here on the track. We got a race of drivers who have made it to pit road and a race of drivers who have not hit pit lane just yet. So it is quite the spread to keep your eye on.
Yep, you have the Mark Mann led group just got onto the back straight. They seem to have had a pretty decent hit with Hunter Mark and the 27 of Sean Stevens kind of being ahead of everybody. But you know, the train of the Candy Shack Motorsports team being led by the 88 of Dana Osborne, they just flew around the 62 and the 25 of Jimmy Reynolds and Les Levy. It's going to be interesting how this race pans out, because so it looks like they went about 14 laps on a tank. So neither of these people, the 2 groups that pit, didn't run their tank out. And it looks like the 17 and the 19 of JD Crow and Donald Sadusky are staying out. We saw them do this last week, and it put them both in a pretty good chance. We saw Sadusky getting a top 3, and JD Crow being right there at the end too before that that wreck coming out of turn 4. So they're probably going to run this tank out as much as they can, put as much time on everybody else, as it looks like DJ Mitzel and the rest of the pack just hit pit road, KR.
Yeah, everyone else has made up pit stops except for Crow and Sadusky, as they are staying out once again. They are trying to stretch this thing as far as they can. So they do find themselves over half a track ahead of the rest of the field, but they only got 2 cars working together here, so they are chugging along a little bit slower than everyone else.
Yep, they're just now coming out of turn 2, and that the group being led by Dana Osborne just went into turn 3 and going into turn 4. So they definitely have a speed disadvantage to the pack right here, but you know, trying to avoid all these cars coming out from pit road and getting back together and getting things organized, it's going to be a little bit difficult as Dana Osborne is coming up on, I believe that is DJ Mitzel and Ben Pedersen and Todd Poston, who would have been the race leaders. And it looks like the 17 and 19 hit pit road just now, KR.
Yep, they have made their pit stops. Now we got a race down the back stretch. Dana Osborne in the 88, DJ Mitzel in the 61, and right up through the middle, that is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, as he forces that one 3 wide with a good run through the middle lane there. but now they are trying hard to catch up to the 19 and 17. Both drivers just now off of pit road. They are going to be swallowed up in a hurry by this lead pack.
Yeah, and hopefully they can get back up on the track. With them being 2x2, they might be able to save themselves a little bit of heartache trying to catch back up if they can get hooked up with one of these people. But it looks like they didn't have enough momentum to be able to carry their speed out. Looks like Donald Sadusky might get lucky with the 7-Eleven with Stephen Herman behind him, but with that nose damage, it might be a little bit hard for him to do that. But it looks like he's gonna hop. It looks like he's gonna get the tow. I don't think the 19 will lose the pack, but the 17 might. There's not enough momentum when you have 17 other drivers going against you two.
Well, the three of Paul Servant back in familiar territory. He is your race leader. Dana Osborne in the 88 pushing hard on his back bumper. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 trying to make himself a two-time winner this season and lock himself into the championship along with Paul Servant. But man, 2 wins and you're in to lock into the championship. Only one driver has done that, and everyone else right now is struggling for points. And, well, drivers have settled down just a little bit, Travis, from the start of this thing. We got 1 round of green flag pit stops in. That means that this field is going to start getting spread out a little bit.
Yeah, we already saw, a couple cars not really get caught back up, but, KR, for what it is, the pack is mostly together. As the 4 and the 21 are going to try to go on the outside of Hunter Reynolds, but they're not going to have enough speed to really, make that work. They're going to fall back in line while they can. But for a green flag stop, we got, what is that? 17 out of the 19 cars right here with the JD Crow and Donald Sadusky a little bit farther behind, but we pretty much have the whole field, KR.
Yeah, Stephen Herman in the 7-Eleven machine, bringing up the tail end of this group. He finds himself off the race lead by 1.8 seconds. Donald Sadusky and JD Crow, well, they're about 6.5 seconds behind our race leader. And then Russell Hancock and Jason Grames, they're a little bit further back. We go ahead and take a look at how far back they are. They are on the back stretch here. They are not running hooked up. That's 65 and 343. A little bit on the struggle bus as they got some damage here. And just trying to get through this one tonight.
Yeah, still a lot of race to go. They ran that tank a little bit longer, so maybe they'll get a little bit of stroke of luck, get a caution, get their cars fixed up, and be back at it. But still a long race to go. We're going to be halfway this next time by, watching the race up front with Paul Servant and Dana Osborne side by side. Paul Servant just hopped in front of DJ Mitchell, who we saw earlier involved in that wreck, and it looks like he's got everything sorted out as he only has Hunter Reynolds behind him. So Hunter has a big job ahead of him to get the 61 in front of that clear, or just maintain their position until they can get some more cars behind them. It's never fun being 2 cars on the lonesome when you have the whole pack on the inside line by yourselves, KR.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes you are the fly, sometimes you're the windshield.
Yeah, but in this case, I believe the 61 would definitely be the fly. They've all seemed to kind of settle down a little bit. They're still kind of pushing very hard, which I wouldn't expect anything less out of these group of guys. But definitely keeping it interesting as we get to lap 41. So we are officially halfway, KR.
We are on the downhill side of counting the laps here at Daytona. This is race number 9 of a 10 race regular season. That means it is really going to start ramping up here. Getting through that first part, no big deal. Getting through the rest of it, well, that's going to be an issue. Is the 343 of Russell Hancock.
A little contact between the 18 and the 88 up front caused a little bit of a checkup, but that could have been another massive wreck up front.
Russell Hancock looks like his engine has expired and he has pulled it on the pit lane.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Wonder if it, yeah, looks like, wonder if it was from that front end damage that he had. Things are heating up front, KR. We almost had a wreck. We got a new player in the bunch with the 18 of Ben Pedersen, being pushed by the 61 of DJ Mitchell, with Hunter Reynolds up top. So they got a little bit of help as the 88's now going to hop up in front of them. That might hinder their momentum a little bit with how he timed that, but 18 gives the 88 a good shot, and they're going to be side by side going through the tri-oval. And then you have a little pack of cars, you know, a couple car lengths away, being led by Mark Mann. I wonder if they're thinking they're not done wrecking, so we're gonna stay in this spot right here and we'll just bide our time.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are done wrecking. There's too much on the line. Everyone's gonna be trying and push just that much harder. Sometimes that puts them in a bad situation. Todd Poston in the 31 machine, now the second car on the inside lane. The Salty Zombies machine finding itself working its way forward throughout this night, and now it is inside the top 5.
Yeah, he's doing a great job keeping the 3 up front. They have I don't think the outside line really has anything right now. They're just taking a long way around the track and burning a little bit more fuel than everybody else. But Paul Servant is definitely doing a great job of, you know, making sure that 31 can be behind him and push him as smoothly as possible, and not really worry about getting a bad bump or anything like that. But you know, KR, we're already 14 laps for some of these guys. The Candy Shack guys are already 14-15 laps into this fuel run. So we're going to see them hit pit road in probably about 5 to 6 laps. The rest of the field can go a little bit longer, and the ones that can go even longer than them are about 15 seconds back, being the 19 and the 17 of Donald Sadusky and JD Crow out of the MAGA stable.
Jason Graham's going another lap down here in the 65. I believe he is going to be 1 lap down after he had gotten a lap back. Dan Harrington in the 82 is now the first car 1 lap down. He's going to be trying to look for a caution to get back on the lead lap of this race. But, you know, like you were saying, Travis, green flag pit stops going to start rearing their head here once again.
Yeah, my big indicator is everybody scrambling to get to the bottom and find the space. I saw DJ Mitchell do a Derek Conley clear where just you hear clear, you think you're clear, and you just throw it right in there, and he made that work. But yeah, they're definitely going to be coming to pit road here soon, and I'm assuming maybe 2 more stops after this one, maybe 1 more stop after this next stop. Then there'll just be lights out, let's go. But you gotta think about green white checkers, even though we haven't seen, I don't think we've seen any. Have we seen any green white checkers, KR?
Oh, I'm sure we have.
I don't think I have.
Well, I just tend to close my eyes.
Ah, yeah, that was a good point. But that's another thing to think about, you know, if they pit, you know, at lap 50, get some 70, then they can make it to the end. So yeah, we're definitely 1 stop after this, so 2 stops from now. We'll see how these guys play it out. The 19 and the 17 will be able to stay a little bit longer, but there comes the entire field. Dana Osborne with a big lockup. I have to check the session events. See if anybody got caught speeding going in pit road there. And it looks like nobody got caught speeding in the pit road, so it was a good job by everybody to get in there smoothly and not really worry about it. But we got 5 cars still on the track being led by the 31 of Todd Poston. But it looks like they got separated a little bit. 30 Donald Bennett and the 711 Stephen Herman are a little bit further behind the 31 and 18. But KR, we're coming to the home stretch of this race. And it looks like they're going to stay out a couple more laps too. Try to get some more laps on the tires. But we saw the where are they at? The 19 and the 17 do the same thing, and they were about 18 seconds back from the pack, KR.
Yeah, Hunter Reynolds rolling off of the back stretch onto the racing surface, the 88. Dana Osborne, the 21 of Holloway, going to try and make a move. Mark Mann going to use this opportunity to close the gap. These are the drivers who made a pit stop. They had an excellent on and off. Dana Osborne, Hunter Reynolds, Daniel Holloway all pulling away from the rest of the field who made those stops. So Todd Poston in the 31 almost getting around these guys to put them a lap down, but they are going to have an interesting time here. The longer that 31 machine stays out, I feel like the further behind they're going to fall.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to take more fuel when they go to pit road, but you don't really think that half a second will make all the difference. But half a second can mean, you know, coming out in terms of the track. Oh, big move by the 88 coming down in front of the 82. Yeah, that's one thing that you don't really think about is when you have a massive group of cars like we saw. You usually have about 5 or 6 people that really get off pit road well and will pull away. But you can look at the 4 of Chris Akers. He pit, you know, with everybody, and he is the last car in this that group that just pit. And that's really just a testament to a lot of cars on pit road and not a lot of places to go when you come out, though.
The year leader continues to be the 31 of Todd Poston. He finds himself in front of the 18 of Ben Peterson, the 61 of DJ Mitzel, Donald Bennett, Stephen Herman, and they are going to make the break for pit lane. Now they have got to get on and off pit road very quickly. JD Crow, Donald Sadusky, when are they going to come down pit lane? As they had made their last time on pit road, they stretched it as far as they could. Are they going to pit this time? Are they going to stay out? And it looks like they are going to stay out. They're going to make their way around Herman, Bennett, Mitzel, that bunch of drivers. Now it comes down to where's the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter making it off of turn number 4 as Mitzel and all those drivers just now leave pit lane.
Yeah, it's going to be close. DJ might get lucky, and they might blend in with the rest of the. They might actually all blend with the rest of the pack. The only one that might be close is the 18 of Ben. Just being that last car doesn't allow a lot of places to go. But that's a great stop by them. They're gonna, you know, be with the pack still. I'm assuming everybody's gonna pit within about the same time. I would assume so. Because
yeah, JD Crow and Donald Sadusky on pit lane. So DJ Mitzel with his good pit stop got him out in front of everyone, but he is all by himself. He's going to come around as your race leader, Todd Poston. A little bit further behind him, Todd's going to be the first car that's swallowed up by our big pack of drivers who look out the back of the 61 machine.
He has a massive lead, and I'm just assuming that's from everybody trying to get around these cars merging onto pit road. But as soon as they get that solved, it looks like Mark Mann just went right through the middle. We're going to have a little bit of 3 wide action with the 21, 26, and the 3, but the 3 and the 88 on the top backed out. 21's going to hop behind DJ Mitzel. The 61's going to be going slower, so this will be interesting. see what happens to the checkup, and that allows Hunter Reynolds and Mark Mann to get a massive, massive gap on the field, and they drop to the bottom. And we got cars on the wall. They're wrecking on the front stretch, KR.
Ben Peterson has gone around. He's involved in this one. No caution as we are down below the racing line. Let's take another look at this one.
Oh, looks like Les got beached. No caution.
That one happened down below the racing surface. And so we stay green. Tough break for Ben Peterson and Les Levy as they are two of the cars involved in that one, and Les was stuck on the wall. And his night is more than likely done, as that is a long time around to get back into to be on the flatbed.
Yeah. Looks like Les got stranded on the apron right there. Bad place to be. Luckily there was no cars coming by and didn't collect anybody, but I think somebody messed up, and that more than likely should have been a caution. But you gotta keep your head down and keep going for it. We're still racing, still green flag as the 3 Paul Servant retakes the lead once again tonight for I don't know how many times he's taken the lead, but he's back up front leading this pack with the 88 of Dana Osborne and the 21 being the outside 2 cars. And hopefully that doesn't discourage anybody from the rest of this race, because that's a real bummer for some of the guys who were running so well, just to have an issue like that happen. And you really can't do anything about it, but it still sucks nonetheless for those drivers, KR.
As a 62 of Les Levy goes to the high side, allows the leaders to motor right on by him. Paul Servant, your race leader in the 3, is this race really starting to wind down. We are going to have one more pit stop here. And the question becomes, when do drivers hit pit lane? Do you want to try and do it as soon as you can, or do you want to make sure you hold back a little bit for the green-white checkered attempts that we will have?
I think tonight I want to be the first one on pit road, no matter what. We've seen the Candy Shack guys really do it well, but I don't think waiting as long as you can. We see the 17 and the 19 just 25 seconds back, not really going anywhere, so it's really hurt them tonight. But I definitely want to be the first team to hit pit road though, before anybody else, KR.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not much of a strategist. I wouldn't know what to do in this situation, but somebody's going to make the right call. Just comes down to who.
The 3 of Paul Serrano goes to the wall. Lets everybody by. That's an interesting move.
Does fall back into line here.
Yeah, he gets to his teammate's bumper, the 4 of Chris Akers. I never know what the King Shack guys are doing.
They keep you guessing, I guess. That's what it's all about here. Don't let anyone know what your strategy is, and then try and walk away with the race and win. So the 26 of Hunter Reynolds now out in front. Mark Mann in the 04 pushing hard on that SpongeBob paint scheme. Squidward all over the front and the sides of that thing.
Dabbing Squidward to be more precise, KR. But yeah, I've seen a couple people kind of quietly just riding around. 27 Sean Stevens keeping his nose pretty clean throughout the entire race, aside for the first couple incidents. 25 Jimmy Reynolds also just silently sitting at the back of this pack waiting. The big wiggle by the 3. The 77 is going to hop down in front of Hunter, maybe. Yes, he gets clear. I'm wondering if they're going to put the 7-11 of Steven Herman down 1 lap. But you hate to see it for Steven as he gets in the wall, as he gets passed by the pack. Rough night for that Squirman Herman tonight, KR.
Yeah, Steven Herman having a rough go here, but finding himself 1 lap down now. Dana Osborne, Paul Servant, Hunter Reynolds, Chris Akers. Those are your first 4 cars. Now the 04 Mark Mann trying to make it into that top 4 spot as he's behind the 26. Ooh, big wiggle. Candy Shack Motorsports looked like they were trying to get a run going on the outside lane, but maybe a little bit too much of pushing from the 21 of Holloway.
Yeah, they're trying to get a big head of steam right there, and that really checked them up. But you know, Kara, we're once again at that time of being within the green flag, being in the final pit window. So we'll see how soon people hit pit road. I don't think the Candy Shack guys will be able to hit it this time, with 3 of the 4 of them being on the outside. They're doing a great job being on that outside. There's a big shove from the 3. Then they get the 88 even with Hunter and take that lap away. And it looks like the 4 was going to come join the party in the fun of pushing the pusher maybe. That 88's going to have a big head of steam. Just a little bit of rear end damage, getting a little touch in the corner. That's going to give him a good run off of turn 2. But Mark Mann is not going to let the 88 hop down in front of the 26 of Hunter Reynolds.
With 19 laps to go, our fuel window to make it to the end of the scheduled distance is going to open up here this time around. We'll see if we have any takers for pit lane. So far, no one going to come down. That lets me know that everyone's going to try and put a little bit in the bank, save some fuel for green, white checkered attempts.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 17 and the 19. They're still 28 seconds back from this pack, so I think for the best chance for them to catch up, they're going to have to pit earlier than everybody else, which nicely they'll be able to take less fuel comparative to everybody else, so that might save them a couple seconds, but they got a long way to rebound. Hopefully they can get a caution. They haven't gone a lap down, but definitely fighting an uphill battle. As it looks like the 26, yep, Hunter Reynolds, Mark Mann, Sean Stevens, and Jimmy Reynolds are all going to hit pit road.
That is Alliance Motorsports coming down pit lane. So pit stops underway here. Dana Osborne in the 88 stays out. The 4, Chris Akers staying out. They're going to sit 1 and 2. DJ Mitchell in the 61. Todd Poston in the 31. That is 3 Wide Motorsports teammates sitting right there. So again, whole bunch of strategies getting ready to play out.
It will be interesting to see when they come down. I'm assuming they're going to come down this time. Nope, they're going to stay out a little bit longer, which we've seen people do that, and it turns out poorly for them, but as it looks like Hunter Reynolds and the Alliance Motorsports guys are rolling out of turn 2, so it's a great stop for them. And it looks like Jimmy Reynolds and the 82 of Dan Harrington are all going to get back out onto the track as the Candy Shack group, the Candy Shack led group is, just came off turn 2. They're about to head into turn 3, so pretty good stop for them altogether, I would say so.
So Hunter Reynolds, Mark Mann.
Yep, and that group just hit pit road.
Yep. Several more drivers on the pit lane. As the 88 of Dana Osborne, the 4 of Chris Akers. So Candy Shack Motorsports, 3 Wide Motorsports, all pitting together as a team here.
It looks like everybody got into pit road. No penalties there that I can see. Great entry for them. Donald Sadusky rolling out of pit road. And KR, like I said before, they're going to have to do something, but he's now a lap down, unfortunately. I got hopeful there. It looks like JD Crow is also back out there.
Your race leader. The race leader is the 61 of DJ Mitchell. Is the 31 of Todd Poston going to get to his back bumper? He's going to give him a good shove. Mark Mann, one of the drivers, up to full speed. He has Hunter Reynolds hooked up with him as they work to the outside. They are coming in a hurry to catch up to the 61 and the 31.
Yeah, it was a great stop by them. They're gonna catch up to that 2-car tandem in no time, with a fairly big gap on the 88 and the 4. I'm assuming once they catch that 2-car tandem of the 61 and 31, the rest of the pack will catch back up, and then you know things get interesting, because we're coming to the closing laps of this race, KR, and we haven't seen anybody push too hard and cause a caution, but I can only imagine there's going to be a couple more here.
So Mark Mann in the 04, closing in on the back bumper of the 31 at Todd Posting. With 13 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line this time, plenty of time for the drivers to get bunched back up. As we can see that this 2-car group of Mitzel and Poston slowly losing ground to Mark Mann, Hunter Reynolds, and Sean Stevens. But now it becomes a 5-car train. And will they stay single file to try and outrun the bigger group that's behind them, or will they gonna start mixing it up as you see the 04 moves up to the high side?
Yeah, but I was gonna say they're probably gonna try to race them as much as they can, but that's just gonna allow that other group to catch back up. But when you have the numbers like that and you have a pack breathing down your neck, gaining time fairly quickly, they're 2 seconds this lap behind, sub 2 seconds. So we'll see where they are coming next lap. But it's crunch time now, KR. We got 2 teams against one another up front, and another team trying to catch them. So
the fastest lap of the race was just turned by the 3 of Paul Servant. So don't tell me that these guys aren't trying to catch up to this field.
Oh, they're 100% trying to catch up, and you can even see him in the 21 getting a massive run around their teammates. The 3 and 21 just walked around that pack right there, and as it looks like, we'll see where they are on the split. They're gaining about maybe 2/10 a lap, so they definitely got some work ahead of them, being about a second and a half back. I'm assuming once the 3 catches up to the 27 and the 62 and those guys and gets their draft, they'll really pull away. But DJ Mitzel hopping up in front of Hunter Reynolds, taking away that control that they had. He's gonna go down. He kind of second guessed himself, and that's gonna allow Mark Mann to get back to his bumper. But DJ Mitzel leading the race, coming to 10 to go this time by KR.
So DJ Mitzel in the 61 out in front. Paul Servant in the 3 quickly closing in. He is now within sniffing distance of this group as he has got the momentum, got the speed going. We're going to see a big pack here try and settle this race out amongst themselves. Mark Mann in the 04 working to the outside of the 61 of Mitzel. Got the momentum. He's going to dive down to the inside lane. That puts the 26 of Hunter Reynolds as the lead car in the outside, but Mitzel maybe thinking about jumping up to the high lane, but Reynolds, oh, so close off at turn number 4 there.
Yep, and look who just caught up to the back of the pack. It's the 3 of Paul Servant and the 21 of Dan Holloway. And I can almost guarantee you're going to see them hit the wall here pretty soon. Looks like they're coming up on a lap car, though. So it's probably smart to wait, but it was only a matter of time. They caught back up. The rest of that group, that pit, and was running together, or well within a second, and well within the wake of the draft. And oh goodness gracious, it's gonna get crazy here. I can only imagine.
3 wide. I'll take 2. Here we go. These drivers are only moments away before they start going 3 wide to try and settle this thing out. And I believe we're going to see that here in the next few laps Not only that, but we'll probably see someone try and make it a 4-wide situation, as there's a lot on the line with just 2 races left in the regular season. As DJ Mitchell going to slide up to the outside, the 62 of Les Levy's going to go around.
The 88 of Dana Osborne just got under him just slightly. He's going to probably lose the draft, I would assume. That's an unfortunate spin for Les Levy there. Once again being caught up into something and not getting that break of a caution. But, you know, KR, we're still green flag racing. Nobody looks back. You're looking forward, and then they're coming up on 2 lap cars here. And I would assume... It looks like the 3 and 21 hopped into the bottom lane. That's surprising. I thought that they would definitely want to be up top. To really give themselves a chance to make a move. You know, maybe they know something more than I do, because they're going by the 7-Eleven and the 343. I'm wondering if the 3 is wanting to get behind the 21 and try to get his teammate a win, so 21 can get a win this season. As it looks like Hunter Reynolds still trying to get in front of DJ Mitchell. DJ Mitchell doing a great job of not really allowing that outside line to clear him. If anything else, Mark Mann's doing an excellent job pushing him also. And we see the 21 hop back up to the top line with the 3 of Paul Servant in front of, or behind him. Now, KR, I would assume, or at least what I would be thinking in this situation, is as soon as the car in front of me checks up, I'm going to that wall and using all that momentum as I possibly can and make a run.
Yeah, DJ Mitchell in the 61 is going to have his hands full here. Hunter Reynolds as well. They're doing a lot of mirror driving, but they can only see the first car behind them. One of these guys a little bit further back is going to try and make the move to that 3rd lane here, and it could catch out our front runners if they are not able to make that block, make that move. As you see Mark Mann slide up, DJ Mitchell tried to keep him behind him, but Mitchell going to slot back down to that yellow line. Todd Poston in the 31 going to get to his back bumper. Ooh, it's the 25 of Reynolds. Got turned. And we got more crashing down the backstretch. Jimmy Reynolds, heavy impact.
Almost had it saved, but just sliding right into the inside wall. Once again, no caution being thrown. I don't know what iRacing is doing right now, but I think the flagman's asleep. But you know, we're still going green. We're well within 5 laps to go. You know, the saying is no man left behind, but you kind of get left behind when you're not going straight.
Yeah, so
That took
Daniel
out.
Holloway in the 21.
Caution just came out.
And now we do get the caution out as Holloway.
He fly over the wall.
Well, Holloway was in a series of crashes and was trying to get back to pit lane.
Well, he got beached.
That is going to bring out the yellow flag.
Well, that throws a wrench in everybody's plan.
The yellow flag coming out. We are going to have a green-white checkered attempt here.
Yeah, but DJ Mitchell being the lucky one to get the lead there when that caution came out. Luck of the draw there.
All right, so caution flag coming out. The pace car getting to the back or getting to the front of the field. Now it becomes who hits pit lane when. How is this all going to shake out?
I would say if you have a fresh car available and you got damage, go get that car. Take a splash of fuel. Most of them should be fine. I doubt anybody will hit pit road unless they actually need it. Most of these guys were on pit road 14 laps ago or less, so I don't see them going down pit road. It looks like the 61 and the 31 faking everybody out. Almost faked me out. That was a good little fake there. They might have a commitment cone violation, but thankfully iRacing doesn't score that.
Commitment cone.
That'd be a great addition to this game.
Oh, geez. We already got a blue cone that's not necessary. Let's go ahead and add a whole nother
simulation. Cone. Hey, look at that. Dane Harrington getting back on the lead lap.
Well, Harrington gonna be happy about that one. He has been fighting to be back on the lead lap all race long. So the 82 machine, well, here he is. Now he's got a shot at winning this thing. And how many times have you seen something like that happen where a car gets on the lead lap by virtue of the wave around during a green, white checkered attempt, and then they end up with like a top 5, top 3 finish?
Oh, all the time. Countless times. Because with how unpredictable these races are, especially, you know, white flag out, it's a back to the line no matter what. Anything's possible. Anything is possible, KR. I've seen cars in last place get top 5s. I've seen cars run 10th get wins. That's the beauty of super speedway. You really don't know what's going to happen until it actually happens. No two races are alike.
No two races are alike is a good way to put it. As the 61 of DJ Mitchell looking for his first win of the season. And DJ, not only is he looking for this first win, but he is needing the points haul of this race win to help get him inside the points cutoff for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll love a win, love a good finish, even in general, but he's got to hold off a whole lot of good cars. One of them being his teammate of Todd Poston, 04 Mark Mann, and Hunter Reynolds, 27 of Sean Stevens. There's Paul Servant, the 3, who's always around at the end of the race, always ready to attack. And also the 17 of JD Crow. He is there also. So good to see him back in the scrap, fighting for a chance to get a win. But KR, we're gonna have 2 attempts at a green white checkered if I remember correctly. Yes,
I do believe it is 2 attempts at a green white checkered. Teammates on the front row for this restart. Speaking of teammates, DJ Mitchell coming into this race 13th in the point standings. Only the top 12 drivers make it into the playoffs. That 61 machine, 1 spot away from the cutoff line. Just a handful of points, just 11 points to be exact, separate him from Russell Hancock. But you know, that 343 is teammate to the 61. So these drivers, teammates, could be going at it here.
Yeah, 343, 19 laps down, unfortunately. That's good for the 61, but not for the 343. As the pace car pulls off, we get the green flag. DJ Mitchell leads us to the start of this green white checker attempt. Gets a great start. Not gonna hop up in front of the 31. I thought he was gonna do that, but he might do it out of turn 2 when he gets momentum. Mark Mann all over the 61's bumper, not wanting him to get clear without him being able to have that possibility. And that allowed the 61 to get a pretty good start. The 31 is being shoved by Hunter Reynolds going into turn 3 KR.
So Todd Poston on the outside trying to win this one as he gets very close to his teammate in the 61 there. DJ Mitchell has the lead off of turn number 4, but we're gonna see the white flag this time as Poston gets a good run through the trial of a white flag in the air. Final time around here at Daytona.
They're reckoning the trial, but they're not stopping for anything. 3 wide, 61, 31 and the 3. Mark Mann's doing a great job pushing that 61. He's trying to clear himself from the 31, but he can't get just enough. The three of Paul Servant's kind of falling back. I'm assuming they're going to have a good run coming into turn 3, maybe out of turn 4, but DJ Mitchell looking very strong right now. Leading this pack here with the 31, getting a little wiggle from the 26, being pushed in the corner. Mark Mann's going to make a move out of turn 4. DJ Mitchell's going to try to block it. He does. It checks up the field. Foreman Herman going through the infield.
Come to the line, sideways at the line. DJ Mitchell does pick up the win. And I believe Todd Poston sideways going to finish in second with Sean Stevens in third.
That was great blocking right there for him coming out of turn 4. I think that really gave him that took away all of the momentum. That was a great move by Mark Mann too. He made that about as flawless as he could, but DJ just did too good of a job of, making his car literally 3 lanes wide and not allowing anybody to get past him there.
So the 61 going to pick up his first win of the year. And now he's looking at next week saying, I might be out of the points cutoff just a little bit, but I still got a shot at winning 2 in a row and locking myself in.
Yeah, never say never. Super Speedway Racing is all about, momentum. This is definitely going to help his confidence going into next week, and definitely puts him in a better spot than this week than did coming into to this week here.
All right, so let's go ahead and run through the results here really quick. DJ Mitchell, Todd Poston, Sean Stevens, those are your top 3. We're going to talk to them here in just a moment. Hunter Reynolds, Mark Mann, Paul Servant, Dana Osborne, JD Crow, Dan Harrington, Jimmy Reynolds, Donald Bennett, Jason Grames, Stephen Herman, Les Levy, Daniel Holloway, Donald Sadusky, Chris Akers, and Russ Hancock. Gonna be all the drivers here tonight. Well, we got one more. That is Ben Pedersen in the 18, finishing in 19th spot. Let's go ahead and take a moment and step away from the mics as we get ready to set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to talk to our first place finisher of the night. That is the 61 of DJ Mitchell. And DJ, you finally get it done here tonight.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get up there. Kind of a up and down season for me. A lot of bad luck at the end of the races, but yeah, I'm really excited. It's fun racing up there. Had to throw a little block on Mark at the end to try to hold it, which worked out. I'm glad he didn't run me over when I did it. So thanks to Mark.
Well, DJ, that was a solid move. We saw that green-white checkered attempt, and that 61 looked like it was committed to that yellow line, but you did mention throwing that block. Now, was it a trade-off to try and keep that car behind you and give up a possibility on that yellow line, or were you never worried about it at all?
Yeah, it was just I saw he was on me and he was going to get a run. I just wanted to keep that run from happening, so I jumped up there, and then my plan was to jump up, block the momentum a little bit, and then jump back down, and then I think Todd, I saw in the rearview mirror, I think Todd pushed middle, I'm not sure, and then it kind of just all was wrecking after that. So
all right, man. Well, DJ, you pick up the first win of the season. You got a shot to lock yourself in next week with another victory. You think you can get her done?
Well, I don't know if I'll get a victory, but I'm gonna sure try for it. I've been really low in the points, and I think I'm right on the cusp here. We'll find out here a little bit later, but hopefully I can get locked in or just make it on points.
All right, man. Well, first time this season, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this victory here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to Pad for sponsoring the series. Shout out to Turn 3, you and Travis, and then teammates Russ, Steven, Todd, Ben. Thanks to everybody
All right, that is your race winner, the 61 of DJ Mitzel, getting it done out here tonight with an outstanding drive. And Travis Elliott, you've caught up with our second place finisher.
Yeah, Todd, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing all right. Actually finished up front this time.
Yeah, you guys had a pretty rocky start to the race. You know, 2 cautions within the first 10 laps. Everybody's really antsy coming down to the end of the season, and you and your team kind of went through adversity and came out on the end. Coming to that green light checker start, you guys had the front 2 rows locked out. Was there any team game plan going on, or was you guys just trying to duke it out to the end and see who got to the line first?
After green white checker, we're always gonna just try and go for the win there. Had it planned out or played out that one of us got stuck out or pushed out, we would have helped each other at that point. But starting on the front, you just got to go for the win then.
Yeah, we saw DJ throw a pretty mean block on the 4 there coming out of turn 4. Was there any hope that him and Mark Man were gonna get together a little bit and you were gonna maybe sneak a win out of their contact? Or
There's always a little hope, but I'm always happy for if we pass going all straight. I'd like a finish where we're all racing, not wrecking across the finish line.
you say that as you slid across for P2, but you guys did a great job tonight. You want to give any shout outs, thank yous, anything like that, man?
Yeah, like I said, we just got to thank Pat for sponsoring. Thank you guys for broadcasting every week, and then thanks to the team, Russ, Ben, Steven, and DJ.
All right, man. Great job for your team. Look forward to see it next week for the season finale, KR.
All right, that was your second place finisher, Todd Poston. But now let's move on to the driver who ends up in a third place here tonight. That is the 27 of Sean Stevens. Sean, man, tell us about that finish as you saw cars sideways in front of you.
Yeah, that was wild. I seen DJ go up high off of 4, so I stuck it down low trying to get a run, and me and Todd got together a little bit, and so we crossed the line.
Well, solid effort here tonight sees you finish in third place. And Sean, you're kind of the same boat as DJ Mitzel. 1 race to go, but a solid finish here, maybe putting you enough points in that to be inside the cutoff. But man, you still got that 1 more race to go. How nervous are you, and how worried are you trying to make the playoffs this year?
Not too bad. You know, if I do, I do. I don't, I don't. I'll give it my best. But yeah, good finish tonight, and hopefully I can do well next week, and we'll see where we end up.
Well, all right, man. Once again, congratulations on third place. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, shout out to Pat for the sponsorship. You guys up here in the booth, you and Travis, do an excellent job. And then everybody in Alliance that was in the channel tonight, we all helped each other.
All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations. Nice job on the third place finish.
All right, thank you.
Well, Travis, how about that finish, huh? We knew it would be a wild one, and it sure was.
The only thing that I'm, thinking about now is how crazy would that finish have been at Talladega with 4 lanes wide and 200 more feet to go before the start finish.
Nah, I'll tell you what, there's times where I'm glad that I'm not down there on the racetrack with them, but very glad I get to watch these races up in the broadcast booth. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Travis, how about you sign us out?
My pleasure. I hope everybody has a great week. Come back next week, same time, for the finale of this season. You can see if DJ Mitzel can get 2 in a row and get locked in. But everybody have a great week. Stay safe. Good night.